Hello everyone, thanks for joining us at Austin City Loco. My name is Gil. Today we'll be interviewing Frank Robles. He's the Vice President of Global Operations at DigitalTown. Thanks for joining us, Frank. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Gil. Happy to be here. Looking forward to answering your questions.
So we're just going to start off at the basics. What exactly is DigitalTown?
Well, it seems like a simple question, but it's kind of a big answer. So I'll kind of break it up into parts. In the simplest sense, we're a smart city solution, where we're bringing a digital solution to local communities and providing them tools that they can use in support of their city, in the brand of their city. In Austin, that'd be austin.city, or in San Antonio, it's sanantonio.city.
So what types of tools are you offering to these cities?
Well, where we're beginning, we have a lot of things in mind. This is a blockchain-based solution backed by a digital smart wallet that'll let us do lots of things in the future. But today we're focused on 4 industry segments. Hotels, which is places to stay. We're going to expand that over time, but hoteling, restaurants, retail, and service businesses. And so those service businesses, retail, all those locations, all those businesses list themselves on our platform, and then a local person can do local searching and find those businesses, buy things with them, interact with them. So it helps them search local and buy local, so helping to support the local community. There's also a community section there to support interaction. So communities can engage with each other, create projects, again, supporting the local community.
So you're fighting against some of these big corporations. Could you tell us more about what the problem is with these corporations and what they're doing?
Well, I think you're referring to the extraction economy, so winner take all. And so there's a number of businesses that have been very successful in the digital realm, like incredibly successful. I think we know some of these brand names, Amazon or Uber or Google, but that's at the expense in some ways to the local communities, because they're taking that business global, they're taking it online, but they're not really serving the local community.
Why is there a need for DigitalTown?
Well, I think some people in the communities are feeling that today. But if you look at what's happening, local businesses are closing down. It's competitive markets getting harder and harder because we're moving into a digital age where those local businesses are forced to compete in the digital age. They're forced to try to get into Google somehow and show up in search results.
The mom and pop shops are disappearing.
It's tough. It's a tough fight. I was fortunate enough to give a talk at South by this year, and one of the things I did was to share some data. I did some analysis and got some recent data that's from the US Census. And it shows that online retail sales broke 10% last year.
Wow.
And some people think that's a small number, but it took us 18 years to get to 10%. Now, if you look at the growth of that curve, it's inclining, it's getting steeper. So it's growing at 1.2 to 1.3% a year. So we're going to break 20% pretty quickly here. And that's a bad thing. And I just feel innately it's a bad thing, but I got data to support me. After that talk, I was able to meet with or speak with an analyst at Gartner, and they said their analyst actually shows in some micro market segments, as it passes 20%, that local market segment no longer exists. You can't buy those things in the local community any longer.
Completely disappears.
Yeah, completely or substantially, almost completely. You might find it's hard to find.
So how does DigitalTown help the local stores and shops fight back?
Well, by letting them list themselves in our system and having local-based search. They can put say you have a restaurant menu item, they put their menus online, people can search online, find those menu items locally, and buy that food locally. But it gets even better with retail. With retail, and it's kind of a new paradigm at that point, they can upload their retail goods like you would normally do, but in Google, you can search for them and find their physical location in an instant. That's not a big deal. But if you go inside that store, pick an item off their shelf and search for it today, you're going to find Amazon or some foreign company trying to sell that item.
Something from China.
You're not going to find it locally. And so what we allow them to do is load it into our system, do the local search, and find that item locally. So you can either order it from that business or actually go there, because they're in your local community. It's so amazing that you'd find things that you wouldn't even normally think. You'd think you'd go look on Google or you'd want to buy something locally, but the information doesn't exist. But we're breaking through that and allowing that to exist in the local community, helping people find the items, buy it from the local businesses.
So you guys are really on the forefront of this technology.
Yeah, it's definitely a new model. I mean, everything's blockchain based, so it's very secure, it's very scalable, and it's not just a web app. We have a pretty impressive phone app that supports all of this.
So how do you guys utilize blockchain for your technology?
A couple ways. Primarily, it's our smart wallet. So we bring all those pieces together with our digital smart wallet that allows people to do financial transactions with those businesses, either through the app, through the web app, or in person, where they can actually buy those items. And it keeps the money in the local economy, keeps the money local, because those purchases go directly from smart wallet to smart wallet. So it's not leaving the local community, that money is staying local.
So besides keeping the money local, what other advantages are there for the local consumer and the local merchant to use DigitalTown?
Well, the merchant gets a couple of advantages. They get to list their stuff for free online. So visibility is an advantage.
They get online presence.
Online presence, yes. They get to use the smart wallet for financial transactions. That's another benefit. The financial transactions, for the most part, are fee-free. We're not charging them a transaction fee.
Oh wow, that's a big thing.
Yeah, it's a huge one. It's a huge one. So when we talk to a business and we say, okay, you can list your stuff for free, and if you use our system, you can do transactions, in-person transactions for free. That's kind of a winning proposition. And then we give them an audience they didn't have before. They list their things online. If someone who they didn't know this business existed, didn't even know they had these goods for sale, they can search for it, find it, purchase it online. And even in that case, we charge a really low fee. We charge 8% when you compare that to Amazon's 25 to 50%.
That's quite the difference.
And it's new business. It's newfound money. It's new business that we can bring to them to help them continue to expand and grow instead of pushing them down, shutting them down, making it hard for them to exist. Amazon takes 25 to 50% for people to list their stuff there for sale.
Wow, that's quite the number. Don't they also make you compete with the market and then make you sell your merchandise for 25% less?
Sometimes more. I've heard businesses say it was even 30%. And that's one part, so they're sort of driving down from the other direction. But also the other part is inventory. So if you want to actually use them to deliver for you, you've got to supply the inventory in advance. And so you're paying for that. That's out of pocket up from you in advance to have the inventory there so they can deliver it for you. And it's a great service that they provide, but at the same time, it makes it difficult for you it's expensive.
And that's asking a lot for like a small mom and pop shop to do.
But that's why they're failing. They're not doing it. They can't do it. They can't support that level of inventory. They can't put that money up front. It takes some serious upfront money, some investment, and they've already put their money into their local business. That's similar to competing with Google. It's expensive to show up on a first page of Google search. It takes some serious SEO capabilities, search engine optimization, maybe buying some Google AdWords. That's why Google does really well. You can buy yourself up there, but again, a lot of small businesses, they're not in a position to do very much of that.
So we're really at the forefront of this fight against the corporations right now. Where do you see DigitalTown in a few years down the line?
Well, I wouldn't quite say it is against. I mean, we're trying to give people an option. So it's not an either or. I think it's with. I think people are going to use the systems that exist today. I don't expect to supplant those systems. I want to give people an option and help improve the status quo, help change things, move the dial a little bit in the direction of the local economy for local businesses. Where I see us going is seeing this adopted nationally and internationally. Right now we're focusing on Central Texas, but we have a lot of interested parties and demands in cities around the country and actually around the world. So I see us continue to expand that and continue to expand what we do. We have a very interesting digital wallet. I can see lots of things that we're adding to that'll help people, some stuff I know that's coming. And also, I kind of view what we have as a new kind of operating system. It's all blockchain based, it's all in the cloud, and we have these tools. And so we've built this really interesting tool set. And what we're doing is we're releasing the APIs to the public. So that's going to be interesting. I'm talking to a lot of developers that want to use those APIs, and they have a lot of very interesting, unique applications that they want to build utilizing the platform we've created via our APIs. It's going to be a very exciting future. So in the future, not too far away actually, I see lots of new applications popping onto the market, leveraging these capabilities and technologies that we've developed.
You've mentioned blockchain quite a few times now. I was wondering, how does the system integrate with cryptocurrencies?
Well, blockchain and cryptocurrencies aren't the same thing. We do support a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, today, which is very interesting. We support 16 fiat currencies in our digital wallet, so fiat being dollars, pounds, euros, and we allow people to go any to any with those. So I may have dollars in my wallet, and you may have a wallet for euros, and I can send you money, and you suddenly have euros.
So when I'm abroad, I don't have a problem?
No, this thing's meant to be used worldwide.
Okay.
But where Bitcoin comes in is we support Bitcoin now. Just like a fiat currency, we can buy things now. With our system, you can buy things using Bitcoin. And we have plans to add other tokenized currencies. Those are the cryptocurrencies you're referring to. Our entire system is API-based. And that's kind of the current modern way to develop things, where you create your APIs and you're calling your APIs. So the basis of that was, because we're doing that, it made it easy for us to release them. We are secure, making them more secure. And there's codes you have to swap to make it so you can use the APIs, but we're releasing the APIs. So our system has a single sign-on. So a person can have a username, password, at one place and use it everywhere. That's an interesting solution. So we're releasing that API. So a person can use that API in their own system, and they don't have to worry about username passwords anymore. They can have their own single sign-on. We have local search, where you're searching these local businesses for goods and services. Based upon your physical location, great. We'll give you that API for local search. We have an API for ordering food from a restaurant. Several APIs around that, actually. We'll release those. So if you want to integrate some kind of restaurant searching, ordering mechanism, we have 1.3 million restaurant menus already in our system. You can search those, you can order food. That doesn't really matter. It's worldwide. Some other hotels. We have 1.4 million hotels in our system today. So we have a hotel API, a few hotel APIs actually, where you can search a hotel, find a hotel, book a room at a hotel, whole series of APIs just around booking hotel rooms, where you can release those APIs. And we have the digital wallet API, where you can actually have your digital wallet, our digital wallet, in your system for financial transactions, both scheduled and unscheduled.
So say that a mom and pop shop has their own website, and then they can use these APIs to get rid of PayPal and use DigitalTown right on their website.
Yeah, as a payment method.
As a payment method.
Yeah, some people are actually looking at doing that now, integrating it into their existing site and using us as a payment method. And we actually give example code on how to do that. You can find all of this in our developer forum online. So we have a developerforum.digitaltown.com that we're going to be releasing to the public. By the time you see this video, it'll be there.
So check them out. Check digitaltown.com out. Sign up. Get the app. Thanks for joining us, Frank. It's been a wonderful time. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, comment.
Thank you.